Okay, let's start with the first lesson in grade 7. It's symmetry, right? By studying this lesson, you will be able to identify plane figures with bilateral symmetry, right? And also, you can draw the axis of symmetry of a bilaterally system symmetric figure and create bilaterally symmetric figures on square rule paper, right? So we'll go one by one with the first subtopic 1.1 bilateral symmetry. Okay, bilateral symmetry under 1.1 subtopic. Okay, so a figure of a blue quadrilateral shaped card. So it's shown to you in this side. Okay, very clearly. It's this. Okay, it's a blue color quadrilateral shaped card given, right? So by folding this figure along the dotted line, here, this is the dotted line, right? If you fold it through this along this dotted line, we obtain two parts that coincide on each other, right? So there are some figures given as some examples, a few figures having two parts which coincide with each other when folded along a certain line are shown below, right? So first one is given to us is a tree, right? Then a butterfly, then a leaf, right? So same as we can consider with our previous that shape card, quadrilateral shape card. So when you consider this also the same, you can easily draw a line. If you consider along this line, dotted line, this also you can fold along this dotted line, right? So you will get equal parts, right? Even the butterfly same, right? So through this dotted line, we will be getting symmetrical parts of the particular object, right? Object in the sense in this scenario, it's a butterfly, right? And this is, they have shown us a leaf, right? So there are actually many objects in the environmental have have the property that they can divided into two equal parts. So most creations do have this property, which helps preserve their beauty. Based on their beauty also, it has become, that means equal parts are there normally, right? Two equal parts are there, which can be already divided of that particular object, right? So most creations do have this property, which helps preserve their beauty, as I said earlier. So let us learn more about plane figures and laminas with a plane figure as the boundary that have this property, right? Moving further, right? As the figure one shows you a heart-shaped one. So you can just only consider dotted line, vertical. So, and the second figure for both perpendicular directions, then star, 1, 2, 3, right? Three dotted lines. So through those dotted lines, you can fold it, right? And the you will you will be able to find out equal parts once you fold it. Now even a circle, that's how you will find many dotted lines. So in figure 1, right? In figure 1, there is only one line. Yeah, you can see there is only one line. Yeah, only one line that divides the figure into two equal parts. Two equal parts which coincide, right? It coincide because it coincide properly. And however, each of the figures 2, 3, and 4, when you consider figure number 2, then the figure 3, and the figure 4, there are more than one line that divides the figure into two parts which coincide, right? So if you have any doubts, you can ask through the comment section. Yes. Proceeding, we'll proceed here onwards. Now there's an activity given here. So as the step 1, you have to trace this particular figure given in figure 1, right? Trace this figure onto a paper and cut along the border of the figure. So it's understandable what they are saying is, and they are asking us to get cut this particular figure and cut along the border of the figure. So as the step 2, they are asking us to fold the figure so that you get two equal parts which coincide as shown in the figure 2. So it's visible right here in figure 2. Yeah, this is what they say. Once you do the fold, you will find a figure like this, right? Then in under step 3, draw a dotted line along the fold. Draw a dotted line along the fold, right? So you have to draw a dotted line along the fold, and now asking us to paste in our exercise book, right? Now paste the figure in your exercise book. So it's a very simple activity, goes as activity 1. So there's now they explain us about a small note, right? That you have to keep in your mind. So we'll go through that now. If a plane figure can be folded along a straight line, right? Clear, right? If a plane figure can be folded along a straight line so that you get two parts which coincide, right? You get actually you get two parts, right? And they will tell about the symmetricality. Then that plane figure is defined as a bilaterally symmetric plane figure, right? Then that particular figure is defined as a bilaterally symmetric plane figure, right? The line of folding is defined as an axis of symmetry of the figure. So the line which we are folding line is there, right? So the line of folding is defined as an axis of symmetry for the of the figure. So in the above activity, right? So according to the activity we were talking about, in the above activity, you must have drawn the dotted line shown in the figure, right? Here, see, you can see the figure and the dotted line is drawn already, right? And as the line along the fold, right? As line along the fold, right? So this is the fold. Okay, this is the fold here. This is the fold line, and also this line is an axis of symmetry of the figure. So actually, this line is known as a axis of symmetry, right? Feel free to ask doubts if you have any doubts in comment. You can ask via the comment section. Okay, moving ahead. This bilaterally symmetric figure has only one axis of symmetry. So it's visible to you actually. Only just one one axis of symmetry is there. Can you have another one toward this side, perpendicular to the previous line? No, you can't have that because it won't be symmetrical, right? Okay. So the fold won't get equal parts once you fold it through that perpendicular line. I mean to this side. You can't do that, right? Right. Okay. So we'll move on further. So there's another small note what you have to understand in a proper way. In a bilaterally systematic figure, right? The two parts on either side of an axis of symmetry are of the same shape and of the same area. So through by the line, by the axis line, an axis of the symmetry are of the same shape, right? Once you divide it, you will have through that fold, you will have same shape with same area, right? The figure depicts a rectangle. Here you can see a figure depicts a rectangle here, right? According to this figure, I mean, right? With a dotted line drawn across it, right? Dotted line drawn. This is the dotted line drawn, right? This line divides the rectangle into two equal parts. Here, rectangle is actually separated or either divided into two equal parts. That's true. But however, you should take this point thoroughly to your mind. However, if we fold the rectangle along the dotted line, okay, listen carefully, the two parts will not coincide. Okay, you can you can have equal parts through this line. It's true, but you can't. The two parts will not get coincide, right? So therefore, this line is not an axis of symmetry of the figure. Therefore, this line is not an axis of symmetry of the figure. Right? You got my point, right? Okay. Then, after that, a line through a plane figure, right? Listen carefully. A line through a plane figure, which divides it into two parts of the same shape and of the same area, same shape and of the same area, which do not coincide with each other, is not an what? It is not an it is not an axis of symmetry of the figure. So you can't consider it as an axis of symmetry of the particular figure. Why? Because two parts of the same shape and of the same area which do not coincide. It's true, you will have some equal parts, but and with equal same area. But the thing is, if it's not getting coincide each other, the parts, the divided parts, then you can't call it as an axis of symmetry of the figure. So that's what we want to cover up with the today's session. So with the next upcoming session, we'll study about drawing axis of symmetry. Okay, thank you very much. Be with us. You will gain your knowledge eventually. So subscribe my channel for future updates with the other upcoming lessons as well. So stay tuned with the MSN Construction YouTube channel. So under this, I wanted to give you some idea on the math subject as well, mainly maths local syllabus, right? English medium, and we'll try to cover up Sinhala medium sessions as well in the upcoming future. Okay, thank you very much.